Welcome back for the third and final installment of the front brakes on the 2004 Honda Pilot. Alright, so now it's time to put everything back together with some brand new components. First, I'm going to remove the brake pad mounting clips from the caliper mounting bracket and use a wire brush and some brake cleaner to clean it. Next, we'll remove the caliper slide pins and dust boots. If the dust boots are torn or swollen or the slides are damaged or corroded, they should be replaced. Also, I use a screwdriver to remove some of the old grease from the slide pin holes in the caliper bracket to make room for new grease. The dust boots are in decent shape, so we'll install them on the caliper bracket, then brush some 3M silicone paste onto the slides and reinstall them. Here are the new brake pads we'll be installing. They're Akebono ProAct ACT914B. Included in the box are 2 sets of mounting clips, 2 sets of brake pads, some grease, and some instructions. I'll install the mounting clips onto the caliper mounting bracket, then we'll mount the bracket onto the wheel hub. Alright, so I'm going to check the brake fluid level to make sure it's not too high. Then I'll compress the caliper piston so the caliper will fit over the new pads. A turkey baster works well to remove brake fluid from the reservoir if necessary. This process also gives us a chance to verify that the piston retracts smoothly. Before I go too far and install the fresh and clean components, I'm going to clean off the caliper with a wire brush and some brake cleaner. Okay, the caliper bracket gets installed on the hub and the bolts are tightened to 80 foot-pounds with a 17mm socket. Next, we'll install the brake pads. I figured I'd just go ahead and use the grease provided by Akebono instead of the 3M silicone paste. We'll remove the shims from the back of the pads, then spread the grease on the sides of the shims that contact the back of the pads, then put them back on. I also apply some grease to the lip of the piston where it contacts the back of the inner pad, and the two caliper ears that contact the back of the outer pad. I wiped a little 3M silicone paste onto the ends of the pads where they contact the brake pad mounting clips. The grease works fine also. As you probably noticed, I changed my gloves a couple times to keep from spreading grease on the pad's faces. The pad with no metal wear indicator gets installed on the outside, and the pad with the wear indicator is installed on the inside. The caliper installation is up next. The two bolts were installed with a 12mm socket to 27 foot-pounds. I kind of goofed here and mixed up one of the bolts with the brake line bolt and had to buy a new one at the auto parts store after I stripped it. So be mindful of which bolts go where. To finish off the installation, we'll reinstall the brake line bolt, which I just tightened by feel to around 10 foot-pounds. The brake fluid level looks okay, but some Honda DOT 3 fluid should be added to bring it up to the max line with the car on level ground. The last couple steps are to slowly press the brake pedal to seat the pads to reinstall the wheel and tighten the lug nuts to 80 foot-pounds with the car on the ground. And that's it. Alright, so there you have it. There's the front brakes on the 2004 Honda Pilot. So we did a little bit of analysis, Then we also use the on-car brake lathe, and then finally we replace the pads and put the car back on the road. So hopefully this information was helpful, and thanks for watching.